What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Puerto Rican artist Daddy Yankee and his wife, or now ex-wife, Moretti Gonzalez. Apparently, they separated recently after a 30-year marriage, together for 30 years. And according to some reports that I saw, I'm assuming he thought that everything would be amicable, right? But apparently she went and took upwards of to 80 million out of his accounts, right? Now he found this out, I guess, after the separation. And he has filed an injunction to get at her for this. Let me tell you this, and this is one of the things that a lot of these guys got to understand. When a woman that you've been with for all these years, right? If she is sort of like nonchalant, or she seems okay with the separation, they're only doing that because they're setting you up either to take you to court and try to take you for everything you have, or they're planning to steal something. And that's what it looks like Moretti Gonzalez is being accused of doing. She's been accused of taking upwards of 80 million. I just want to say this, man. This guy has 80 million, over close to 100 million in his accounts. That's one thing. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? But also, like, you couldn't have just let it play out in court. Did she feel like she was going to lose? I guess they were going to get divorced in San Juan in Puerto Rico. Maybe she felt like because of his fame and notoriety that there would be some sort of bias and she would not get a fair shake in divorce court there. I don't know, but to go ahead, according to him, and go after that amount of money lets you know that he let his guard down. Listen, if you are someone of money and influence and you have all this money in your accounts, you better take away access from her to get to those accounts, because it seems to me that he let his guard down in regards to her. He didn't think that she would do that. But if you're separating from a spouse, you better separate those accounts immediately, or take away their access to your accounts, because what's going to happen is, she's going to go in there and she's going to try to take it. And that looks like what he's accusing her of doing. And that would be crazy, because once again, women get divorces here in America all the time. Even though Puerto Rico is Puerto Rico, they're still a part of the U.S. But she didn't feel comfortable going to divorce court. Maybe she felt like she wouldn't get anything. Maybe he promised that she wouldn't get anything. And that's why she went after his money. So let's get into this article from People. Daddy Yankee has reportedly filed a motion against his estranged wife, Moretti Gonzalez, claiming she withdrew 80 million. That's still a crazy number right there, without authorization from his El Cartel Records bank account. So she took from the bank account. She took from the record label bank account. The Puerto Rican rapper, whose real name is Ramon, filed the injunction on Thursday in San Juan against Gonzalez, who's 47, her sister, and El Cartel Records, which Yankee founded and where Gonzalez is allegedly CEO, and Gonzalez Castellanos is security treasurer. So she pretty much set this whole thing into motion by hiring her sister to work with her at the company. And they probably been taking money out that account for years. Okay. And that's why he should have had someone else outside of the family a part of that label as well. He put too much faith and trust in his wife, and it came back to bite him. Per the filing, although Daddy Yankee, who's 47 as well, is the owner of shares of the company and is the reason for the existence of Cartel Records, Inc., he lacks access, interference, and information to all that he generated and continues to generate, into which he's entitled. That is crazy. Yo, how do you own a label and you don't have access to a lot of the sensitive information. This man put way too much trust in his wife. Now, again, I know you were with her for 30 years, but the fact that she was the CEO and she put her sister in charge as treasurer, bro, they probably been stealing from you for years. And again, she's your wife, and you just look the other way because why would your wife do that to you? See, this is why, again, you don't have family in charge of money. Never. He should have never allowed her to hire her sister. And he should have had access. I'm not going to own no company and not have access to everything. I don't care if you've been my wife for 10, 15, 20 years. I don't care if we met in high school, got married soon after. I'll be damned if I'll have you running my company and you hiring your incompetent sister. It ain't happening. But especially without me having access. Now, if your sister wants to have a low-level position in the company, it is what it is. But she's not going to be the treasurer. Man, they've been lining him up for years. Lining him up for years. As a result, the musician is asking for the immediate removal of the plaintiffs from any function or interference in the corporations as officers or administrators thereof, the delivery of the information and documentation that they have illegitimately withheld. Daddy Yankee alleged that Gonzalez and Gonzalez Castellanos attempted to wield greater power over the operations of the cartel than was authorized, which has resulted in the detrimental and negligent performance for the company. Once again, he hired his wife and her incompetent sister. The Latin Grammy winner also claims they failed to render an accurate account of their actions and disregarded formalities and requirements of the corporate legislation. Of course, because they're not corporate people, you know. The filings also claim Gonzalez enlisted a third party to represent El Cartel in a sale of some of the plaintiff's music catalog, which Concord acquired. Daddy Yankee claims the amount agreed upon turned out to be unreasonable, disproportionate, and far below the real value. Leslie, Daddy Yankee does not know the real scope of the transaction, nor does he have detailed knowledge of what was or was not sold, nor the limitations he may have on the issue of his musical creations. That is crazy to me. How you have a company that you built and you don't know what's going on. See, this is why you don't let your wife be in charge of your main company, your main source of income, because these women will get greedy. They'll be looking for a way out. It looks like his wife, made that company her own while he was with her. A lot of times you put people who are unqualified in these positions. They're not going to do their job properly. This is why you hire non-family people, because if you put somebody that's not family in charge of it, you're going to be very watchful of them. And it's clear to me that he let a lot of stuff slide, and I'm pretty sure he was warned. I think people warned him for years probably, and he didn't listen because it was his wife, and she'd been with him for 30 years. And he did not, she probably overlooked a lot of things that he did. Let's be real. I'm pretty sure she overlooked a lot of his, other activities and other things he may or may not have done in the marriage, right? And I think that because of that built up his trust in her, which is his undoing. Because it's clear to me that this woman was always looking for a way out. Listen, she's going to take that $80 million and go trick it off. That's what she's going to do. Okay. She going to go trick that $80 million off. Okay. That's what she's going to do. You know what I'm saying? She going to go trick that $80 million off. It's clear to me she was looking for a way out for a while. She's looking for a way out for a while. Let's see. On December 2nd, Daddy Yankee confirmed on his Instagram stories that he and his wife had called it quits after tying the knot in March of 1995. With a heart full of respect and honesty, I want to share some important news about my personal life, a message translated from Spanish read. The Gasolina singer continued, after more than 2 decades of marriage and after many months of trying to save my marriage, which my wife and I share, today my lawyers responded to the divorce petition received from Moretti. So she filed for divorce because she already planned to take his money and go. Not through divorce court, but through theft. I respect Moretti's decision, Daddy Yankee wrote, adding that he appreciates the time they spent together. He added, this is not an easy time, but I understand that it's part of my life process. The couple shares 2 kids together, a daughter and a son who are 28 and 26 respectively. Listen, you made a horrible decision trusting your wife, bro. And again, I talk about how, he probably, his wife probably looked the other way on a lot of things that he did, and she used that against him. He didn't even know what was going on. According to him, he did not even know what was going on in his own company. If you have a company, listen, you need to be there at least once a week reading reports, looking at the financial situation, look at what's going on business-wise, so you are in the know. Don't let your wife tell you that she's taking care of everything, because behind your back, she's making moves. And he's claiming she took $80 million from that she's going to go trick off on a younger man, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Probably maybe get a surgery here or there. And again, gentlemen, if your wife is okay and cool with you doing things and letting you get away with things, she's planning and she's plotting. She's planning and she's plotting. And when the time is right, she's going to leave you. That's why you need to be very careful. And I think that he overlooked things just like she did. But him overlooking this financial situation of his company is probably one of the worst things that you could ever do. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next.